Good day, everybody. This is Yin Yang in California with Morsels of a Thought number 1737. I come here every day to inspire you to have a great day using inspirational knowledge, imparting morsels of a thought of wisdom. Hopefully, that we all learn what to do. The right thing to do is called wisdom. Knowing the right thing to do is called wisdom, and actually doing it is called virtue. So, what I do is I borrow books which have the virtue in it. Where is the book? Ay, ay, ay. Where did I put it? Ay, ay, ay. Okay, here. Gee whiz. Sorry. Golly. Ah. We are in We've just read we're in Designing Your Future. Are we? How can that be? No, we finished Learn a Foreign Language. That's what we're in. For no, here we are in we're reading page 124. And learning a foreign language enhances brain function. Page 126. Learn to play a musical instrument. That's what it says. Goodness gracious. I keep on forgetting to mark the things that we've read, Learn to play a musical instrument. Here, playing a musical instrument engages and strengthens practically every area of the brain, more than virtually any other activity. According to Robert Zator, a McGill University neuroscientist, listening to and producing music is the food of neuroscience. La, 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 la. Zator says it involves a tantalizing mix of practically every human cognitive function, including attention, memory, pattern detection, motor coordination, hand-eye coordination, and sensory motor integration. It involves pairing behavior with information derived from the five senses. Playing an instrument requires integrating information from multiple senses like vision, hearing, and touch, because you're reading the music, you're hearing it, and your hands are on the instrument. For example, if I were playing the violin, my hands would have to be here, and I have my fingers um, moving around on feeling the strings and doing harmonics, and then making sure that my bow is this way, and it's just fun, 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 fun. I love playing music. I love playing music. Albert Einstein, German-born theoretical physicist, once said, "Life without playing music is inconceivable for me. I live my daydreams in music. I see my life in terms of music. I get most joy in life out of music." Studies have shown that musical training changes brain structure and function. That's why music doth soothe the savage beast. In other words, your dumb animals, your dumb meaning unable to speak, your mute animals, you can make them stop and pay attention with soothing music. Believe it or not, they will stop and watch. Just like that video that's gone viral of a man with a piano in the wild. He has an outdoor piano and he's playing, and an elephant comes to him every day just to listen. And he plays classical, he plays lots of music. Brain scans have been able to identify the differences in brain structure between musicians and non-musicians. So default is different from musical instrument players' brains. Studies also show that the areas involving movement, hearing, and visual visual spatial abilities appear to be larger in musicians. So the visual spatial, it's interesting that it would be spatial too, because cats can see sound waves, I think. Sometimes I've seen a video of something like that where there was some music playing and there were waves in the music, like, right? And the cat would look and look and look and look, going up higher. It was interesting. A 2014 study from Boston Children's Hospital found a correlation between musical training and improved executive function in both children and adults. Executive functions are high level cognitive processes that enable people to quickly process and retain information, regulate their behaviors, make good choices, solve problems, plan and adjust to changing mental demands. Additional research shows that musical training can enhance verbal memory, spatial reasoning, and literacy skills, because you're reading music on the probably. Multiple studies of cancer patients have found that listening to and playing music reduced anxiety and depression. Musicians also exhibit greater sensitivity to the nuances of emotion in speech. This ability to detect emotion is a fundamental skill that facilitates social and professional interactions. I do that. I have an operatic brain because I have sung opera, and I am not singing it now, but I have sung opera. And when I hear somebody, I can tell a lot of the time, not most people, but some people, I can tell when they're lying. It's very interesting. I match what I hear to what they say or do, and I realize that those are the times when they're lying. Hmm. Back to the book. The author says cognitive scientist Douglas Hofstadter, Hofstadter, once compared Johann Sebastian Bach's musical abilities to playing 60 simultaneous blindfolded games of chess and winning all of them. Some argue that the most developed brains of all time may have belonged to musicians. We are reading Millennial Samurai, Book 1, A Mindset for the 21st Century. This is by George J. Chanos. Millennial Samurai Saturday, Book 1, A Mindset for the 21st Century by George J. Chanos. Practice and Repetition is his chapter 54 on page 128. The brain contains billions of neurons. Each neuron links to so many others that the entire network has trillions of connections, making the brain the most complicated known object in the universe. I wonder if whales' brains are bigger than ours. These connections are constantly rewiring themselves every second. Your brain is physically different from one moment to the next. The brain that you had before reading this book is different from the brain you have now. Motor memory allows us to learn and master new skills. The brain recruits and forms neural networks employing our eyes, ears, arms, legs, fingers, or mouth to facilitate the motions required for certain skills. After the basic motions are mastered, the brain recruits additional neurons to refine the motions. If you look at all the greatest athletes, Oh, good. Now I can see myself on the screen. I'm so sorry. That was a 2-minute break, and we did not intend to do that. So, practice and repetition. I will repeat this part. I am practicing giving you morsels of a thought of wisdom from other people, such as George J. Chanos, Attorney General, retired of Nevada, retired. I think he is a former Attorney General. Practice and repetition. The brain contains billions of neurons. Each neuron links to so many others that the entire network has trillions of connections, making the brain the most complicated known object in the universe. These connections are constantly rewiring themselves every second. Your brain is physically different from one moment to the next. The brain that you had before reading this book is different from the brain you have now. Motor memory allows us to learn and master new skills. The brain recruits and forms neural networks, employing our eyes, arms, legs, fingers, or mouth to facilitate the motions required for certain skills, such as playing the flute. After the basic motions are mastered, the brain recruits additional neurons to refine the motions. If you look at all the greatest athletes, musicians, or performers, they will all have one thing in common: relentless practice and repetition. It is this practice and repetition that forms and builds the neural pathways that make their extraordinary performance possible. In his best selling book, Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell describes what he calls, quote, the story of success, end quote. One of his observations is that it takes 10,000 hours to master something. We develop this mastery through practice and repetition. That's a lot of hours, 10,000 hours. I suppose if I played the violin for 5 years or 10 years, yeah, that would be 10,000 hours. Tiger Woods, Stephen Curry, Cristiano Ronaldo, LeBron James, Michael Phelps, Tom Brady, Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, and Beyonce all have or have had an intense commitment to their craft. They practice relentlessly and, in doing so, create and refine the neural networks that allow them to become masters of their chosen professions. If you want to master anything in life, it will require a passionate commitment to years of practice. Practice makes perfect. My episode is number 1737. I've been doing this many times, consecutive days, and I am learning as we go what makes sense and what doesn't work. Right now, we are at 13 minutes and 53 seconds, and the reason I check that is that we have a 2-minute break, so I'm going to go over to 2 minutes after. Creativity, that way I can edit this. After surveying over 1,500 CEOs, IBM found that the most critical skill required to be a successful CEO is creativity. In 2015, Red Bull, the energy drink company, completed the first phase of, quote, hacking creativity, end quote, the largest meta analysis of the subject ever undertaken. An energy drink company. Can you believe that? After reviewing more than 30,000 scientific studies and conducting hundreds of interviews with experts, researchers concluded that creativity is the most important skill for success. Creativity requires thinking outside the box and challenging your assumptions. It's about doing something others haven't done and discovering or developing a new path to improvement. IBM's 2010 Global CEO study concluded CEOs and their teams need to lead with bold creativity, connect with customers in imaginative ways, and design their operations for speed and flexibility to position their organizations for 21st century success. Capital C. Uber is the world's largest car service, but it owns no cars. Alibaba is one of the world's most valuable retailers, but it holds no inventory. Airbnb is the world's largest provider of accommodations, but it owns no real estate. In each instance, these companies, as creators, found ingenious ways to rethink and redesign old business models. Studies by Clayton M. Christensen, with an E, professor of business administration at the Harvard Business School, indicate that your ability to generate innovative ideas is not merely a function of the mind. It is also a function of the following 5 key behaviors that optimize your brain for discovery. Associating, questioning, observing, networking, experimenting. So, associating, drawing connections between questions, problems, or ideas from unrelated fields. Questioning, posing queries that challenge common wisdom. Observing, scrutinizing the behavior of customers, suppliers, and competitors to identify new ways of doing things. Networking, meeting people with different ideas and perspectives. Experimenting, constructing interactive experiencing and provoking unorthodox responses to see what insights emerge. The idea that geniuses such as Shakespeare, Rembrandt, and Mozart were naturally gifted is a myth. Numerous studies from around the world have concluded that excellence is determined by opportunities, encouragement, training, motivation, and most of all, practice. To be more creative, you need to train your brain to think more creatively. You do that by practicing being creative. We are reading Millennial Samurai Book 1, A Mindset for the 21st Century by George J. Chanos, former Attorney General of Nevada. He has so many insights into people and the brain and the active world. He also has wonderful lectures on how artificial intelligence is going to affect us. So if you can track him down and see where he's speaking, please go ahead. Look for him. This is George J. Chanos. Okay. In 2009, he said, psychologists at the University of North Carolina found that even 4 days of meditation significantly improved both creativity and cognitive flexibility. I think I learned a lot from going to the Secret Knock in March. I think it was March. Was it March? March. And what I did was I did meditate for 4 days straight, and I did find that my body felt calmer, like things would go more smoothly, and the meditation makes a difference in your chi, in your energy. The author says the protocols below were developed at Google over a 6-week period with 60 minutes a day of required practice. The subjects in the Google study experienced substantial increases in creative flow and heightened performance. These are the protocols. Oh, there are 8 of them, 7 of them. Enforce rigorous sleep habits. Sleep in a dark, cold, and quiet room. Prioritize the first hour after waking. How we start our day is critical. Take time to hydrate, reflect, move, stretch, and fuel. Make the most of your first 90 minutes of work. Eliminate distraction. Push calls and meetings to the afternoon and focus only on your most important tasks, not your inbox. Allow for recovery. Get up and move for 5 to 10 minutes after every hour spent working. This will allow you to stay in peak productivity longer. Practice active recovery. Practice active recovery. Work out and meditate. Build time into your calendar to soak in an Epsom salt bath or take a sauna before bed. Get outside and move. Studies have shown that hiking in nature or even walking on a treadmill boosts creativity and memory. Plan experiences and adventures. Plan experiences and adventures. I should have read them twice all the way through. Book a float tank session. Go on a weekend silent meditation retreat. Train for and compete in something that challenges you. Travel or go to a concert or a festival. Anything that gets you out of your routine pays big dividends over time. Create quiet time for yourself. Recent studies show that taking time for silence restores the nervous system, helps sustain energy, and conditions our minds to be more adaptive and responsive to complex environments. Silence is associated with the development of new cells in the hippocampus, the key region of the brain associated with learning and memory. Google found a 200% boost in creativity, a 490% boost in learning, and a 500% boost in productivity from following the above protocols. Changing your channel of consciousness, changing your environment, experience, or state of mind boosts creativity. There are now decades of research conducted by hundreds of scientists on thousands of participants showing that changing the channel of consciousness, no matter the method used, can unlock the creativity you've been searching for. So, creativity is the single most influential factor in becoming a good CEO, corporate executive officer. Learn to code. Steve Jobs, co founder of Apple Inc., said, everybody in this country should learn how to program a computer because it teaches you how to think. I did that in the last year of high school. I did that, and in college, I did that a little bit too. The languages I used were BASIC and Pascal and C before it became C++. Interestingly. Okay, coding isn't nearly as difficult as you may think. It's not easy either. Oh, I learned machine language as well. Goodness gracious. And VI. Coding isn't nearly as difficult as you may think. It's not easy either, or everyone would be doing it. But if you have an aptitude for math or science, computer technology may be the perfect field for you. You can learn to create and execute your own programs on your laptop or smartphone in a matter of weeks. You can also spend a lifetime learning more and perfecting your craft. So we will continue learning to code in the next week. No, we won't. I said I was going to go over by 2 minutes. I'm sorry. I'm going to edit this later. Coding can provide you with an amazing and rewarding career. An experienced software developer can earn over $1,000 a year. What? $100,000 a year. More importantly, when combined with creative and original thought, it can open up entirely new worlds. If you are interested in learning to code, many free options are available online. You can take free online introductory computer science courses from Harvard course CS50 at www.edxasinxylophone.org, or Stanford course CS101 at www.coursera.com. These are the same courses that some of the greatest minds in the country have taken, and they are available to you for free. Read, read, read. That's the other thing you have to do. Read. We will continue with that part later. Okay, I'm sorry about the 2 minute break. I'm going to have to edit out that dead space. So, okay, I will see you tomorrow for the other book. Okay, Old Kinderhook. Bye bye.